Now the very first linguistic argument is the ancestral language is not Sanskrit but something else. So that means India cannot be the homeland. Now this is very peculiar. What is the background of this? When first this relationship was discovered between the North Indian languages and the languages of Europe, all the early Western theories decided that Sanskrit was the ancestral language. Therefore, India was the original homeland. German scholars and many European scholars have written books on this when the first discoveries were made of this relationship. But after some time, when it became clear that Vedic Sanskrit was not the original language, it was also evolved from another language which their linguists reconstructed. This triggered an opposite reaction. And the very fact that Sanskrit was not the ancestral language automatically was construed to mean that India could not be the original homeland. So after that, all the theories concentrated on trying to find the original homeland somewhere. Where could it be? And all kinds of theories came up. And finally, many theories like South Russia, Eastern Europe, or Anatolia. Anatolia is Turkey. So these were the various homelands suggested. But Indian scholars reacted to this by insisting, no, Sanskrit is only the original homeland. It is the original language. Therefore, India is the original homeland. But both sides ignore the fact that just as Vedic Sanskrit is different from the reconstructed ancestor, so is every other known or reconstructed language, and much more so than Vedic Sanskrit. If Sanskrit is not the Proto-Indo-European language, nor is Russian, so how can South Russia be the homeland? So there is no sense in that logic. In fact, the Vedic language is still much closer to the Proto-Indo-European language than any other Indo-European language. For example, Child, who was one of the earliest writers on this, he has given a list of 72 cognate Proto-Indo-European words, that is, which are found in many branches. Now, of these 72 words, Sanskrit has got 70 words, Greek has got 48, Germanic 46, Latin 40, Celtic 25, Baltic 23, and Slavic only 16. Slavic is the branch to which Russian belongs. Now, only 16 if the Proto-Indo-European language was in South Russia, they should have retained more words. Secondly, grammatically, Lockwood points out that Sanskrit has 3 genders, masculine, feminine, and neuter in the verbs, nouns. It has 3 numbers, single, dual, and plural. Like aham means I, avam means we two, and vayam means we. So like that, it has 3 numbers and 8 cases. Now, this is the fullest representation of the Indo-European system. That is, even the Proto-Indo-European language which they have reconstructed has 3 genders, 3 numbers, and 8 cases. Whereas if you see Latin, Greek, or any other language, they have lost some of the numbers or some of the cases, the original case. In Sanskrit only represents the original situation close to Proto-Indo-European.